What's happening, people? Back again for another video. Don't forget to smash the like button and to subscribe to my channel in the bottom right hand corner. So as you can see from the title, it is the Arsenal and Manchester United match reaction. So Arsenal 0, Man United 0. What an absolute waste of time. Okay, these two teams used to be two of the best teams in the league. Not even in the top four, in my opinion. It's an absolute joke. The game was so boring. These used to be the games that you should look forward to when the fixtures come out at the beginning of the season. Arsenal Man United was always a game that I used to look forward to. It's just managed by a manager, in my opinion, at United who's nowhere near good enough. It's managed by an Arsenal manager who, in the long run, he may be good, but at this moment in time for Arsenal's aspirations, is not good enough either. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the my player ratings for the players, and then just give my views as to how I think the game went, and also I'm going to touch on the racial abuse received by Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial on social media. What I want to start on actually is the commentary in this country and these pundits. Now, the likes of the Gary Nevilles of this world, who else do we have? The Roy Keanes, all these pundits that you see on Sky Sports, on BT Sports, the commentary, as I said, with Gary Neville, Martin Tyler. In actual fact, these guys are the biggest problem, in my opinion, in sport, especially when it comes to the club that I support, which is Man United. Now, before the game, they do the whole usual bigging up of players, and it always seems to be Bruno Fernandes of this world, the Marcus Rashford, which I'll touch on in their player ratings. But it's always the same old thing. They big up these players. Obviously, there's agendas to make these players seem better than what they are, at the expense of the other players in the team. Okay, so these guys are very biased. Anytime, any one of these players does something which is just normal, these guys have a way of just overhyping it and making it seem as if they're doing something which is out of the ordinary, which is never the case. Which obviously, hence why their performance was poor, because they've been given a big build up, and as I know, and as many people know as well, these guys ain't as good as what they think they are. Yeah. So just touching on the team itself. So they started with David De Gea in goal. Didn't really have too much to do. There was a chance that Nicolas Pepe had, which he almost scored from it. I think De Gea had his angles quite covered from there, but a very quiet game for De Gea. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, solid game at the back again. As I said, defensively, not many gets past him. But in terms of going forward, didn't really see him do too much. Had a chance with a header, which was more of a half a chance, which obviously should have done better with. But I don't expect him to really do much when it comes to the attacking side of the game. But defensively, yeah, had a good solid game. Centre back didn't play Eric Bailly, which I don't understand. I mean, although they got the clean sheet, if Eric Bailly plays, the team probably could have pushed up higher up the pitch, and gave the team a bit more of an urge to try to obviously put the pressure on to Arsenal. But as usual, he plays Victor Lindelof, and that's not saying that Lindelof had a bad game, but the team just sit back, and then when you're playing with two DMs in front of them, the defenses, especially the centre backs, are protected. And as I said, Victor Lindelof had a decent game, but with Eric Bailly playing, the team would have, as I said, pushed up more. Moving on to Harry Maguire. Maguire had a good game. I mean, he didn't really have much to do, in my opinion. There's one time when I think he got spun by Lacazette to give away the free kick, which Lacazette did attempt a good free kick, which come off the bar. But as I said, when you're playing with two DMs, these centre backs are protected anyway. But then it has a detriment effect um, on the attacking part of the team, which is why you saw a boring kind of game. Luke Shaw at the back, another steady game for Luke Shaw. Didn't really have much to do in terms of defending. I think Pepe was a threat, but I think Luke Shaw kind of coped with it okay. I think Pepe probably edged in terms of. I think in the first half he probably edged his battle with Luke Shaw, but I never really saw Luke Shaw in um, massive problems when coming up against Pepe in the second half. So I think overall, yeah, his game was pretty comfortable. Moving into midfield. Now I did say Solskjaer was more likely to play this midfield, which is his midfield as he perceives in the big games, and this is why for me this guy needs to get out of the club. He's not good enough. I don't care if United have been on a winning streak that they have been on, or an unbeaten streak. If Man United have aspirations of doing anything within the next couple of years, even this season, obviously he's going to see out the season. But this guy cannot be the manager. He ain't good enough. It's as simple as that. He ain't good enough, and I, for one, I'm sick of it. He just seems to be playing the same old formation, the same old basic tactics, and when it comes down to it, United ain't gonna do nothing really. And I ain't surprised the attacking players are suffering. As I've mentioned, people were saying, "Oh, I'll put Cavani in there instead of Martial, this and that." Cavani was poor. What did he do? He was poor. He missed arguably two big chances. Um, but yet these people will start saying to you, "Oh, he's got to replace Martial and this and that," and you know what I mean. If you're a striker in this team, you're going to struggle. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. There's no chances being created, and the chances that the people that wanted Cavani to play, he fluffed his lines. So, but if that was Martial, he'd be getting more criticism. You know what I mean? So, as I said, it's the way the team's set up is just negative from the start. So, as I said, moving into midfield, Fred had an okay game, steady game, but he's Mr. Consistent. Fred, anyway, doesn't really put a foot wrong. Does his job. Gets around the pitch. Is he a goal threat? No, he's not. He had one attempt actually in the first half, which was a good save from Leno. But in terms of creating anything, very little. So just a good steady game from Fred. McTominay had to go off in the first half after half an hour. What does he do really? I think he started the game okay, but as I said, what's he really going to offer in an attacking sense? He's not offering nothing really. He's just another body to protect the defense. And then from the right, Paul Pogba. As I mentioned, why is Paul Pogba, who's United's best player, best midfielder, why is he playing on the right hand side? That's another failing on the manager. Okay, if you just want to get Pogba in the team, just play him where he plays, or don't play him at all. It doesn't make sense why the best player is playing on the right hand side, the left hand side, DM, centre mid. He's playing all over the place. Okay, tell me what top manager does this? Plays your best player all over the place, and especially in a position where he doesn't even play anyway on the right hand side. It's a joke. I mean, he did come into the centre once. McTominay went off with what perceived. I think he had something wrong with his stomach. But as I said, Pogba's playing too deep. He needs to be playing further forward. And in my opinion, another okay game. Pogba's another player that is proving to be very consistent, but in this negative formation, there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? He needs to be playing further up the pitch in a 4-3-3, where he's playing from the left-hand side to have the license to attack and make things happen. Too many times he's playing deep, too many times he's playing out in the wing. As I said, another failing on the manager. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes. Shocking. Was given a big build-up before the game by the likes of these Gary Nevilles and Martin Tylers. Didn't really do anything, you know. I think he did probably keep the ball a bit more better than he usually gives it away. But in terms of a threat, didn't really do anything. I mean, he had one good chance actually where he done well to put it back, to get it back onto his right foot. You'd expect him to hit the target from there, put it wide. That was a chance. I think he should have scored. But all in all, as I said, it didn't really do anything. And his record against the big six teams, just like Solskjaer's record, is very poor. I think Man United have no wins against any of the big six. Bruno has, I think, one assist against the big six, which tells you the story of both of these players. Well, of Bruno, sorry, and of Solskjaer. Moving on to Marcus Rashford. Now, as I said in one of my videos before, Marcus Rashford, when he plays up against a low block, doesn't do much because Marcus Rashford needs space to run in behind. Okay, if a team's playing low block, you need players that are comfortable on the ball. You need players that can break the lines. You need players that are intricate with the ball. Okay, and that's not to say that Rashford is useless when it comes to this, but he's a player that relies with space. So to nullify Rashford, just don't give him any space. And as you can see, probably the worst player on the pitch. It was shocking, absolutely shocking. And then Edinson Cavani, as I mentioned earlier, everyone was going for Cavani to start the game. Missed the two biggest chances in the game. Was absolutely poor. Okay, and there's a record out there as well that Cavani misses big chances all the time. You know what I mean? It's not a surprise. I mean, we all know what Cavani is going to give you. He's going to give you urgency. He's going to give you heart. To me, I want someone that is just a good player. I don't really look at someone who can do all that. Do you know what I mean? I'll take someone who's got ability over someone that just runs around all day long. As I said, people were saying Cavani, and even I say Gary Neville at the start of the game, he was saying, "Oh, Cavani now should be playing regular. He should be the number 9. This and that, same old rubbish." And look at the performance he put in. Look at the big chances he missed. Does he get criticised at the end of the game? I've not heard anything. Okay, Martial, come on. Okay, Martial, when he got the ball, kept it. But as I said, playing in this team, any attacking player is going to struggle. Okay, because the team is not set up to get the best from your flair players. Anyone that's good on the ball, the team ain't set up for them. It's set up for counter-attacking players like your Rashfords, like your Brunos. Okay, and as I say, when they play against a low block, there's not many answers. Okay, the system and the team just ain't good enough. It's as simple as that. And Arsenal should have won the game, in my opinion. They were much the better team. So you can see what Arteta's trying to do with this team. Whether he has the players or not is a different story. But in terms of there's a clear identity into what Arteta's trying to do. I can't see that with Man United. I'm actually bored. I actually resent watching United. I get bored after the first 5-10 minutes because I can already see from the first 5-10 minutes what kind of game it's going to be. And then when they play against the better teams, they ain't going to do anything. Who else come on? Mason Greenwood, same old story, same as Martial. Not much to say. They're not really going to do anything in this system. The way the team's set up, too negative. No plan B really. So yeah, my match reactions out of 10. David De Gea, I'm just going to give him a solid 6. Wan-Bissaka, I'll give him a 6 as well. In actual fact, the whole defense, I'll give him a 6. I don't think they were poor. I don't think they had that much to do, really. So yeah, I'll give them all a 6. My midfield, Fred, probably have a 6. McTominay, before he went off, a 5. Pogba, just give him a 6. Bruno Fernandes, 5. Rashford, 3. Shocking. Martial, 5. Cavani, 4. Do you know what I mean? Didn't really do much. So as you can see, like, it's very, very, very poor. I mean, not much to work with there. You know, playing Southampton tomorrow, must win game at home. Judging by the way the team's playing, because they've been top, but to be honest with you, they've been top just, as I say, on individual, not because they're actually playing well. So I think tomorrow's game will be a tough game for Man United, because Southampton have a very good manager, and we all know how they're going to set up with a 4-4-2. Okay, so that'll be a tough game. My predictions for that game, I'm going to go with a 2-2 result. I think it'll be a draw. I can't really see Southampton losing. I can see them getting something from the game, and the way this team's playing and the way he sets up, I can't see anything other than a draw, really. Okay. Just want to move on to the racial abuse that was that 2 players, Martial and Rashford, suffered. Now, as I mentioned before, to me, it's nothing new. It's been in the game for ages. As I mentioned as well, all this kneeling, Black Lives Matter stuff doesn't make any difference. Action needs to be taken. Okay, it's too easy for a lot of these so-called fans to get access to players and just racially abuse them after performances. Okay, for me, it needs to be as simple as this. Every black player in the league just needs to just walk off the pitch or just not play. That's it. Every black player in the league, because I feel this is the only way this is going to be probably eradicated. If they was to say every black player in the league or every black player in Europe to just not play and take a stand, maybe now you might see something happening. Okay, but as long as they keep playing and obviously results don't go the way that some of these fans like, obviously the scapegoats are going to be the scapegoats. You know what I mean? I'm not really going to go too much onto it, because I mean it's just the same old shit, really. As I said, I think major things need to happen. And can you imagine if the amount of black players that just stop playing? There's that. So yeah, that's what I will say. I think United just need to, the black players just need to take a stand. This can't be tolerated. So that was my match reaction. Say well done to us. And yeah, on to tomorrow. United need to get the 3 points. Catch you guys later.